All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever had something in your life that was, genuinely good? Like really good. But for some reason, you still felt this nagging urge to change it, to make it better? Well, that right there is the paradox of perfection. And today we're going to unpack exactly why we're so driven to improve things, even when they're already working just fine. Let's dive in. So, every big quest needs a destination, right? And when we're talking about the quest for perfection, our destination has a name: utopia. Just think of it as that perfect world we all kind of dream about sometimes, where everything is just right. No problems, no glitches. It's the ultimate finish line in our search for the ideal. But okay, here's the real paradox, the thing that sits right at the heart of this whole discussion. If something is genuinely good, if it's working for us and actually brings us some joy, why on earth are we so compelled to try and fix it? It doesn't quite add up, does it? Well, the answer, it seems, lies in what some people call the good enough problem. This really gets to the psychological root of why our satisfaction with things just fades, you know? It explains why what once felt great eventually just feels good enough. It really just boils down to a super simple human trait. We get used to things. Our desires kind of dull over time. Even the absolute best things in our lives can become so familiar that we build up a tolerance to them. We just get used to the goodness. And when that happens, it's so easy to start forgetting just how valuable that thing really is. And this whole process, it usually happens in two distinct stages. First up, you've got the honeymoon phase. We all know this one, right? Everything's new, it's exciting, and you truly appreciate it for what it is. But then, almost inevitably, we can start to drift into the tolerance phase. Now, get this. The good thing itself hasn't changed one bit, but we have. We've started to forget its value, and that's when we start looking around wondering, is there something even better out there? Okay, so if this cycle is just a part of being human, what are we supposed to do about it? I mean, how can we strive for better without accidentally destroying the good stuff we already have? Well, luckily, there's a pretty simple framework we can use to help us think through this impulse for change a little more carefully. And hey, let's be clear about something. Wanting to improve things isn't a bad thing at all. I mean, that desire is what drives pretty much all human progress, right? The key, the real trick, is just to be smart about it. It's about consciously stopping to weigh the costs against those potential gains before you leap into a big change. So, this framework leads us to three really critical questions to ask ourselves. First up, there's the swap. The question is, are you really willing to sacrifice the good thing you have right now for a potential uncertain gain down the road? Because it's a real gamble. You're trading today's reality for tomorrow's maybe. Second, there's the load. Okay, so what if you're not replacing something, but just building on top of it? The question then becomes, can you truly handle the extra weight, the extra responsibility? You have to be totally honest with yourself about those hidden costs. And finally, number three, the reversion. This is a big one. If this change fails, if it all goes wrong, can you safely go back to how things were? Or is this a one-way street with no turning back? So, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're swapping or adding. Any path toward improvement is going to take real effort. It's never easy. And it's not just about the change itself, it's about taking the time to really understand what contentment, what being good enough truly means to you. All right, this brings us to our final section, and this one offers a really powerful shift in perspective. Because what if we've been thinking about perfection all wrong this whole time? What if we need to completely redefine the destination we're chasing? I want you to really let this next idea sink in for a moment. Are you ready? Perfection is just the pause between two mistakes. It's such a simple thought, isn't it? But man, it completely changes how we view this entire quest. So what does that really mean? Well, for starters, it means perfection isn't some permanent state you finally arrive at and then you're done. No, it's temporary. It's just a fleeting, beautiful moment in the messy process of learning and growing. And when you think about it that way, it encourages a bit of humility, right? It helps us appreciate the journey itself instead of just obsessing over some flawless, non-existent destination. And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. If perfection is just a beautiful, fleeting moment, then maybe the goal isn't to achieve it, but to simply find it, to notice it when it happens. So my question to you is, where will you find your next perfect pause? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.